Tell me about Color Out of Space.
It's a sci-fi, scary movie, and Nick Cage is in it, and he produced it, and Richard Stanley, the director, he came out of retirement. He's a very well-known horror.
Is it horror or sci-fi?
It's horror. It's kind of horror, sci-fi horror. Yeah.
And you play a character called Ezra.
Yeah, an old, little typecasting there. I'm an old hermit that collects things. And
What, will the film scare me?
Yeah, it will.
Oh, well.
It's guaranteed to scare everybody.
What is it? What do you mean by color out of space?
I don't really know, other than what is the color of space? Oh, what it is, a meteorite hits Earth, and it's alive with color, and each color has a certain properties, and it's really part of their job is to destroy the human race, and it starts doing it with me.
And who is Ezra?
Ezra is an old hermit that I think he either found or he knows all about the space debris that comes from outer space.
And I understand it uses psychedelia to create horrific imagery.
Yes, that's quite popular these days.
Do you enjoy watching yourself in movies?
Yeah, actually I do. It means I'm getting a paycheck, and that always feels good.
Damn right. Moving on to television, you recently competed on The Masked Singer.
Yeah.
What was that like?
It was kind of uncomfortable.
What do you do?
Well, what they do, they put you in a mask and a costume so that no one knows who you are. And you come out and you sing a song, and people try to guess who the star or who the singer is. And because I'd been on Dancing with the Stars, I had a nice little TV following, and so they got me I was in the first Masked Singer show. And
Did they correctly get you?
Thank God. Yeah, they did.
Why thank God?
Because then I didn't have to live in that costume.
Oh, yeah.
Because when you're in there, no one can know who you are. And so they put you in isolation. I felt like Hannibal Lecter. They wheel you around, won't let anybody talk to you. You can't talk to anybody.
Did you try to change your voice, or?
No. I just tried to sing, the best I could.
You say you're not an actor, right?
No.
How do you build? What is Tommy? Who is Tommy Chong?
I'm a guy that can do a lot of things. Not perfect, not good, but enough to get by. So I can play guitar, but I'm not a guitar player. I can act, but I'm not an actor. I can direct movies, but I'm not a director. And I'm a comedian, but I'm not really, I guess I can say I'm a comedian. I'll admit to that.
How did Cheech Chong get to be so big?
Oh, we hit the gold mine. We found, I remember years ago reading about Charlie Chaplin, and the way Charlie made it good, because Charlie was like Cheech and Chong in a way, where Charlie had a lot of different characters.
Right.
But he figured out that the tramp that he played
Yep.
appealed to everybody because everybody could look down on him. And so when Cheech and I started thinking, Cheech and Chong, the ones we play in the characters in the movie, they were just a couple of characters that we did on our record albums. But when we shot the movies, I realized these are the guys that everybody can look down on. And so we used those characters, and true enough, everybody can look down on us but enjoy us.
What's Cheech doing?
Cheech is healing. He had a knee operation, so he's healing. He's also one of the world famous Chicano art collectors.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's got a huge Chicano art collection. In fact, he's getting his own museum out in Riverside.
Are you old friends?
Oh, yeah. No, when you're in California, you need your Mexican.
You say that you're known for most is Cheech and Chong, obviously, right?
Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
What made it so special, Cheech and Chong? What set them apart? We
told the truth about marijuana. That's really what it was. Up until then, marijuana was like an evil drug that if you smoked it, bad things were going to happen, or you hung out with bad people. Well, what we did, we showed the world that marijuana was not only a fun thing to do, but it was healthy. It was a healthy alternative to, to alcohol for sure. And then we made light of real simple things. We were just in Up in Smoke. We were just a couple of musicians looking for it to get high. That's all.
Were you ahead of your time? You obviously were with Cannabis.
Yeah, I went to jail for bongs, so I was a little ahead.
You went to jail?
Yeah. I was put in jail by the Bush administration. In '03, they had an Operation Pipe Dreams, right around the same time they invaded Iraq. And I made a joke on TV one time, and I think that set it off, is that I said that the only weapons of mass destruction they found were my bongs. And so they literally charged me with sending paraphernalia through the mail. And even though I was innocent, I had to take the rap because they threatened to go after my family, my wife and my son.
So you grew up where in Canada?
I grew up in Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
Oh, that's the West. That's
Yep.
West Canada.
Yep.
What was that like?
It was rough.
Cowboys there.
Yeah, cowboys, and especially now. When I was a kid, we used to play cowboys and Indians, and my brother and I, we were always the Indians. And then we did a DNA test recently. I'm 8% Native.
Really?
Yeah, my brother and I are both 8%.
How did you start in the business?
Well, like growing up in the country, I learned to play a guitar when I was 8 years old. And so I used to play with a fiddle player across the field. And we used to play parties. And so, when you play when you play an instrument and you play for parties, you don't just play a couple of songs, you play all night.
Right.
And so I played all night a few times growing up.
And who discovered you? How did you get your break?
Actually, I ended up in an R&B band, rhythm and blues band. And
Bobby Taylor and the Vancouvers.
Bobby Taylor and the Vancouvers, and it was Diana Ross and the Supremes. They came to our club one night, saw us, and she phoned Berry Gordy, and he flew and signed us
How'd you
up.
meet Cheech?
Cheech was up dodging the draft, and he was delivering carpets for a living.
Really?
And a mutual friend said that he was really funny, so I invited down to a club that I had. It was a topless improvisational nightclub, and and it was actually the first pot club too, because we that's all we smoked.
Who came up to put Cheech and Chong together?
I did. Yeah. In fact, I came up with the name too.
Really?
Yeah, because we were trying to figure out. We formed a band. We were going to play music because I'd played with Bobby, and that was back in my past. And so when we went to play our first gig, Cheech and I started doing comedy first, and we never got around to playing one note of music. We just did the comedy.
Was your first record a hit?
Yeah, big hit, right out of the park.
And you made a few films with him, right?
We made
directed
five major motion pictures, yeah.
Do you like directing?
Love it.
Well,
I love directing Cheech and Chong movies. I'm not good at anything else.
Cannabis has been completely legalized now in 11 states.
Yeah.
You've advocated for total legalization. You think it's coming?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
On a federal basis, it'll be in every state.
Yeah, what they need to do more than anything is to make it so we can bank our money, use the banks. See, right now, everything's cash. And the biggest seller in the marijuana industry are big safes, walk-in safes that you can put in your establishment, because they don't allow banking yet in any of the legal states.
What's the difference between cannabis and hemp?
Well, hemp is the hemp plant. It's a male plant. It doesn't have the THC.
You don't get high.
You don't get high, but you get CBD oil out of the hemp plant. You get a lot of good things out of the hemp plant. It's the female plant, like in real life, that's worth anything, and that's the That's where the THC comes.
You have your own brand called Chong's Choice.
Well, it's Tommy Chong's now. It's not just Chong's Choice, but it's mostly Tommy Chong.
And what do you sell?
We sell chocolate. We sell breath mints. We sell flour. We sell individually wrapped chongers. They're big, huge.
Where do you
joints.
sell them?
At all the MedMen, all the dispensaries, yeah.
You had prostate cancer, and you said that cannabis helped you.
It did. It really helped.
What way?
Well, I believe that cannabis, what it does, it calms the mind. And when the mind is calm, then the immune system kicks in. And see, you can't, that's why stress is bad for a lot of things. And stress, what it does, stress makes the body think of fear, gives it fear and puts the body on alert. Whereas cannabis takes away the fear and puts the body on like into neutral. And so everything that works in the body works really well. Like that's why you get hungry, and that's why you get sleepy. Everything that the body does, it helps, cannabis helps it more because it relaxes the brain.
How are you doing now?
Oh, I went from prostate cancer to rectal cancer. And so then I had a tumor removed, and now I got a colostomy bag, but I'm cancer-free as far as the rest of the body goes. So I'm doing good.
You learned to live with that?
Oh, yeah, you got no choice. Got no choice.
Yeah, you got no choice. How's life like for you? You have
Excellent.
children? Yeah, what's happening?
I'm married to one of the most beautiful women on the planet. In fact, about 10 years ago, it was 2003. It was when I was going to jail. My wife, Shelby, sent a picture of herself to More magazine to enter a contest for the most beautiful woman over 40. She thought it said over 50. And so she sent her picture in, and she was one of the top 10 picked. And she's in More magazine. A picture of her is in More magazine with the top 10 of the most beautiful women in 2003.
Hey,
so
Tommy.
that's her. That's my wife.
Never miss a beat. Subscribe to Larry King Now and watch new episodes every day.